Hey, welcome in to the Snap, Week 11 Start Sit with your boys Mack and Lando. Guys, we're looking to just get right down to business today. We're going to talk about a few players in and out, and then we're going to get right to your questions. So if you are joining us like you do each and every Sunday, you know the drill. If you are new, pop those questions into the chat. Include those scoring settings, league format, context. Let us know what you need, and we'll try to give you the best advice possible. This show wouldn't be the same without my guy, Lando. What's going on, Lando? Lots of trades today.
Tons of trades. I got to make sure my audio is coming in.
Good.
Oh, yeah. It's coming in right and tight. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the support this week. We got over 3,000 subscribers, and thank you so much for coming in. I know if you're commenting on our video, you are already a subscriber, and we got BC Gamer Kid coming in every single week. Alex coming in. Bucs TV. Thanks, everyone. Brandon Phillips, Snap Army member. Griff, always in here. Brandon, like I said, you guys are supporting us every single week. We appreciate you, and I can't wait to get into some start sets. We've got a big week. It's trade deadline week as well, so maybe we can get some trades done before the deadline passes. That'll be fun too.
Yeah. We've been feverishly making some moves all morning. I feel like I've been a real NFL GM the last 24 hours, wheeling, dealing, I'm over the roster limit, trying to get rid of players, trying to acquire championship pieces. Like in our leagues at 1:00, it's like trade deadline is gone. So there might be some extracurricular on today's show, but look, let's get into some player news. I know there's lots of questions, specifically probably around Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. So we could start there.
Yeah.
Before we get into some analysis, are you starting either of them if you have a choice?
The one I'm starting is going to be Mike Williams.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Because I believe his injury is easier to come back from. Keenan Allen has been injured all season. That hamstring injury, when you're close to the age of 30 or over the age of 30, just takes forever to recover from.
Yeah.
And the risk of re-injury is very, very real. He's done it to us before.
Mm-hmm.
If he comes limping off after one or two plays, you will be pulling out your hair. So
yeah, day could be done.
I want to see him finish a full game before I have the confidence to start him, unless you're super desperate. But we'll get into some start sits once we get in and find out where that line is. Because, of course, there's a line into where I'm willing to take the risk and the upside of Keenan Allen. But I'm really not trying to throw him in the lineup right away.
Yeah. Good follow on Twitter. Deepak Chona. He is a sports medicine doctor. He does analysis, and the thing I like about him versus other sites or personnel like the fantasy doctors, for example, the analysis is really, really good and scientific and backed up with data, but there's no fantasy advice that's sort of thrown in there. So I do think that he is a worthwhile follow. But like you said, very high risk of re-injury for players above 30 who have dealt with hamstring injuries. He's predicting a 20% stat regression from what you would expect from Keenan Allen. Mike Williams, however, less of a hit. He is a stronger play. I think if given the choice, I'm starting Mike Williams over Keenan Allen as well. I expect both of them to see the field today. But if I had to choose, it would definitely be Mike Williams over Keenan Allen. The game should be interesting, though. It's a fantasy-friendly game, let's just say.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys, and I think this does boost up Justin Herbert as well.
It does, big time.
So he has been very disappointing lately. I mean,
Gerald Everett not expected to play. Throw that out there.
Yep. DeAndre Carter has been the guy. We thought that
Josh
Palmer, sorry, I lost his name for a second, would be all right, but he has not been very good. So last week especially was extremely disappointing. But I think this should elevate Herbert into that top 12 kind of must start quarterbacks if you have him on your team. You probably don't have better options unless you picked up Justin Fields, I guess. But I think you should start Justin Herbert in most leagues. But one guy I want to bring up, Mackenzie, is Mark Andrews.
Sure.
We're just getting notifications right now that he is healthy. He got that healthy designation. He's expected to play. It's against Carolina, so it's a good matchup. We've been waiting for Mark Andrews to get back. Do you feel comfortable putting him into your lineup right away? You may have other options like Freiermuth, Dulcich, Higbee, Komet. What's your comfort levels throwing Mark Andrews right in there?
I think with how disappointing the tight end position is as a whole, outside of like those top 3 to 4 players, you just can't afford not to start Mark Andrews. Like, he is that big of a difference at the position that you have to start him. So yeah, you could get fancy and try to like manufacture points elsewhere, but I just think if Mark Andrews is on your bench and he does what he can do, you're going to regret it. And so Mark Andrews at a floor is going to be, probably still a top 12 tight end. The nice news here is that Lamar Jackson was deemed healthy, ready to play. He was dealing with an illness, but he's going to be good. At worst, it's going to be Jordan flu game. But Lamar should be fine. I wanted to bring up Kyler Murray because he's a player this week. I think a lot of managers are struggling with because he plays on the Monday night.
Yeah.
He is not in a good spot, backed up by data, 60% chance to play. If you had Kyler Murray, are you waiting it out on the Monday evening with the backup of Colt McCoy in place, or are you pivoting to other options? Like you could stream, for example, a Daniel Jones today.
That was the guy that came up.
Right.
That I would rather just play Daniel Jones.
I agree. I think Daniel Jones is a very strong start. Again, Jared Goff would be okay as well. I think I would play all those guys over Kyler, just not taking the chance. And Colt McCoy's fine, but I don't know that I want to be restricted to Colt McCoy or Jimmy G off the waiver wire should Kyler not play.
Correct. And we know that Kyler's fantasy value relies on his rushing ability. And if his hamstring is bad, he's not going to do that. So his upside is limited. Yep. So even if he does play, I wouldn't want to be relying on a 20-point performance from Kyler to win my matchup.
No.
Right?
No, I don't think you're going to get that ceiling either, right? Because it seems like his mobility is going to be limited if he is able to play.
Agreed.
Now, if he had Marquise Brown back, which looks like he might have a chance at playing, that would be a little bit more entertaining. But we don't know if he's going to play yet.
That's another guy we should talk about, Hollywood Brown. I mean, I think we're excited for him to come back and for the potential, but I'm not going to throw Hollywood right back in my lineup.
Right.
We've got a great question here from Mark Hill. He has a Hollywood Brown question, and in that scenario, he's got Ayuk, Marquise Brown, Thielen, pick one. I feel more confident in Brandon Ayuk than I do Marquise Brown 1 week back from the injury.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I agree. Ayuk is definitely the play here. I would go Ayuk, Thielen, and then Brown.
Yeah.
The one thing that I wanted to say is that Marquise Brown is not currently active, and Zach Ertz is not currently on the IR. And if you are, an owner waiting out the Zach Ertz IR designation, you're probably going to have to wait until Monday when they activate Marquise Brown while simultaneously deactivating Zach Ertz. So if you are looking to trim your roster or make up some space or pick someone up, you're probably not going to get that today with Zach Ertz. So that's frustrating, but that is sort of part of the way the NFL game goes. Sometimes teams just make their own decisions, and us fantasy guys have to live with it.
Yep. Thank you for the super chat, Mark. If anyone needs their question answered right away or just wants to support the show, throw in that super chat. Helps the channel, and we'll get to your question right away. We do answer every single one. So Eric and Chris is in here. We'll get to everyone's question in order of when they were asked.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that now. We'll start with our Snap Army members and any other super chats that come in. And if there's any players that come up and we have to talk about them for news and notes, we'll sort of layer that in. You guys know the drill, though. 22 people watching. Please put a like on the video. Helps get the stream out to other people. And subscribe to that channel. If you are brand new, we are just over the 3,000 subscriber threshold and always looking for more members. So, Cole Kmet or Patty Fryer. I've been riding with Muth all season. He's been solid, but Kmet seems to be the higher ceiling play. Full PPR projected to win. Brandon, I think he just got to ride the hot hand of Cole Kmet here. He's had back-to-back weeks with 2 touchdowns each, and going up against the Atlanta Falcons, I mean, is there a juicier matchup on paper?
Yeah, I mean, the Bears are on a heater. I think it should be the safer play. The targets should be Freiermuth, but the upside is going to be Cole Kmet, Brandon. I mean, we know the big broken plays that seem to happen with Justin Fields running around in the backfield, making plays on his own. The defense needs to focus on him. Obviously, Kenny Pickett just doesn't command that kind of attention. In a full PPR league, I think Freiermuth gets more receptions, but I mean, yeah, I agree. It's hard to go away from Cole Kmet.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns back-to-back weeks. If that's all that you were, looking for, which ultimately, if you catch a touchdown as a tight end, you are a top 12 scorer. Cole Kmet's been number 1, I think, back-to-back weeks. 1 or 2.
Close. I mean, if you're getting 2 touchdowns, it's hard not to be 1 or 2.
Yeah, he's been very, very solid. So always good morning to my friends in the north. Yeah, north for sure. I'm just looking at my window right now. We are getting some decent amount of snow, not quite like Buffalo got, which is about 2.5 hours from me. I'm about 2.5 hours east of Buffalo, and we're just getting the remnants. But Buffalo got smashed, like 70 inches of snow.
Yeah, it's
outrageous.
I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen the photos.
Yeah, for sure.
The garage door going up, and all it is
Ed
a
Oliver's
of snow.
Griff wants to know if we would drop Jeff Wilson or Chris Godwin in a 1 QB standard league to pick up Deshaun Watson. Tua is his quarterback now.
So, yeah, I mean, Tua's on bye this week. I'm sure he's got another quarterback starting. I would not be rostering 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, in my opinion, you can't drop Chris Godwin. He's averaging 11 targets a game with Brady. Looks healthy. He doesn't have that explosiveness that he once had. His average depth of target is not what it once was, but he's still getting targets. And so I feel like just the amount that he's involved is worthwhile. I would pick up Deshaun Watson, but I would do it at the expense of Jeff Wilson, assuming that you had other running backs that you were playing.
I don't think I would drop Jeff Wilson either.
I would if I was gun to my head, had to choose Wilson or Godwin, I would choose Wilson.
Well, no, the only gun in your head is to pick up Deshaun Watson. I don't think it's worth it to pick. You already have Tua, who's been very, very good. I don't think the difference of Tua to Deshaun is worth a running back that looks like he's getting a lot of work in Miami right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sort of indifferent about Jeff Wilson. I think he comes with big peaks, but I think he also has the potential of some valleys. But difference of opinion. I probably would do it. Landon wouldn't. I think you're fine with Tua though. So I don't think it's make or break on your season. Let's go to Brandon here. What's our confidence level in Mike Williams and Devontae Adams playing this week? Devontae is a very probable play. I think he's going to be fine. And Mike Williams, we already talked about. But Devontae, I believe, is dealing with a core muscle strain. And that's an injury that most wide receivers tend to play through. So start up your Devontae Adams. The Raiders desperately need something to happen. I think they're going to get him involved a ton. Mike Williams, I think if I had other options like Brandon Cooks, for example, I would go elsewhere. But Mike Williams is an interesting play.
Yep. Yeah. It looks like you're probably fine with with Devontae Adams and don't need to worry about starting Mike Williams because of course, it comes with risk.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to Chris Timmons, another Snap Army member, coming at you for the wonderful World of the Car Dealership, finishing up part of the inventory. Appreciate you coming through, my guy. If there's anything you need to know, let us know. But shout out to Chris.
Chris coming in here sending me trade offers in our Dynasty League midstream. It's a savvy move.
Well, and he's also just a front runner in the Listener League. I mean, is it Listener League? No, sorry, OG League.
OG League, yeah.
No, Listener League. Listener League. Yeah, he's crushing it. Yeah. Might win it. Griffin said, interesting trade, getting Lance in an early 23 second, sending a 2023 late first. I have 2 other firsts as well. Yeah, that would be, I think, buying Trey Lance on the cheap.
Yeah. If it's only a difference of like 3 or 4 picks and you're just getting Lance, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, a late first to an early second is fantastic. I think I would do that deal.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get up to our non-members, starting with Jason. Would we trade DJ Moore for Keenan Allen? I have Herbert at quarterback and need a few wins to make the playoffs. I think I would stay put as of right now.
Yeah, DJ Moore has been very disappointing, and
he's been better lately, though.
We have Baker coming back, and he was not good with Baker.
No, he wasn't. But like, let's acknowledge that DJ Moore has been more involved. And the departure of Matt Rule is sort of what sparked it. But it was nice to see him have like week 7, week 8, 10 and 11 targets, 16 and 24.5 fantasy points. That 6 for 152 and a touchdown game was really nice to see. Vintage DJ Moore. I just hope they continue to involve him. But
the last 2 weeks obviously have been bad.
Last 2 weeks have been bad.
Yeah.
Also some tougher matchups, but I think I stay with DJ Moore. Just if Keenan Allen doesn't play, or like Landon said earlier, just kind of re-aggravates that hamstring and can't play, like you're essentially you have a donut. I mean, DJ Moore's not going to donut you.
No, he won't. Yeah, it's tough. DJ Moore, one of the true disappointments of the year, I think, for top end wide receivers you drafted.
It certainly feels that way.
Yeah.
The only thing that I could toss into this trade that might be worthwhile is, bye weeks. It's like Keenan Allen's through his bye week and DJ Moore has a bye week in week 13. You're essentially picking up a game. You're just taking a gamble this week that Keenan Allen plays a full game. I think if you want to do that and pick up the extra game, it's not a bad move. But I think in a vacuum, I still prefer DJ Moore.
Yeah, Jason, like we said earlier, we don't want to start Keenan Allen this week. So 1 for 1, I'll play DJ Moore over Keenan Allen. But if you watch this game, I mean, they need Keenan back. Like, they need him to be fully healthy. Yep. If he is fully healthy and his hamstring is 100% and doesn't get re-injured, I think Keenan is better than DJ Moore rest of season. But there's that high risk level.
Yeah, agreed. Happy Sunday. I'm in need of an absolute dart throw for member running back 2 this week in a full PPR league. Since it looks like Gus isn't playing, confirmed, Gus Edwards is out. Do I fire up Cam Akers, James Cook, David Johnson? I'm sorry, David Johnson?
Yeah, he just got signed.
Kyron Williams or Keontae Ingram. Wow, that is a list, my man. That is a list. I feel like Kyron probably has the most upside. Like, I think I would play Kyron Williams over Cam Akers at this point.
Yeah, he was just activated. He got
had 3 targets last week, 3 receptions,
1 attempt on the ground.
Yeah, it was on the field. I would play him over Akers. And then it's like, would I play James Cook? No.
You're hoping for, if James Cook comes in, it's a blowout game, right? They take out, if it's a blowout game, they take out Singletary because they don't need him anymore. Then they put him backups in Buffalo. That's kind of what that's the scenario that needs to happen for James Cook to be relevant.
I mean, the other one is like Keontae Ingram, but it's like we want him to absorb that role that Eno Benjamin showed, but he hasn't. Like, his snap share is like 7%. It's not like he's gotten on the field more because Benjamin's gone. I don't think you can play Keontae Ingram. So I would probably play Kyron Williams and then James Cook, but it feels like there's got to be something on your waiver wire that's a little bit better than this.
It does feel that way, doesn't it?
It
Bucks,
does,
let
yeah.
us know who you got to pick up. Like, if this is hopefully this is a flex play, could you start a wide receiver? But no, we said RB2, so it's a full PPR.
Yeah.
I probably
let
would
us
just
know. Let us know what your waiver wire looks like, because there might be something that we can do
Yeah.
there. Also wants to know how confident we are in Mark Andrews. Have Schultz on the bench, but already starting CD Lamb. I wouldn't worry about that. Full PPR in first place, projected to win by 3 after Henry's beautiful Thursday night performance. I'm going to go with Mark Andrews still over Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I would too. The safe play is Schultz. That's only the risk of re-injury. I expect if Mark Andrews is playing, he should be fine. So,
tend to agree.
Yeah.
Alex, morning. Which Justin do you prefer this week? Justin Herbert or Justin Fields? Also, Komet or Njoku for a half PPR league?
Justin Komet or Justin Njoku? I think I'm going Justin Fields, man.
I'm also going Justin Fields. You have to ride the hot hand. 300 yards rushing in his last 2 games. Atlanta, not the most formidable defense in the league. I think he continues where he left off. As for your tight end debate, David Njoku, one thing to note, he was activated, is expected to play this week. However, I have to stay in the flames with Cole Kmet. Ride that Fields Kmet stack this week, Alex, and I think you'll be all right.
I think so too.
Chris Olave or Rondell Moore in a full PPR this week?
Olave, man, he looks so good. He had so much potential, and he just hasn't really shown that ceiling that we thought he had earlier in the season. But I'd still go with Olave against the Rams.
I mean, in his defense, that was sort of his first down game since like week 1.
Yeah, no, he's been okay. I mean,
he's been
game
great.
Against Vegas was, he got 7 targets, which is great.
3 games over 10 targets, and those were 13, 14. His average,
his down games he got in the end zone, which kind of saved him.
Correct. Yeah, we haven't seen him score a touchdown since week 5.
Yeah,
I think going up against the Rams, this would be a game where the Saints could. I think the Saints might actually win this game. Matthew Stafford is returning today, but this Rams team is in shambles, losing Cooper Kupp. Running back core is a mess. Defense hasn't been good. They're kind of all over the place. So I do think that I have confidence in Chris Olave. I'm going to go there. I just think the other thing is like Rondell Moore. Yeah, he's got Colt McCoy, but he's up against a tough San Francisco 49ers defense. I'm just going to go with Olave.
Yep.
And just go with the targets. I think the volume is
with the potential of Hollywood Brown coming back. I know that we don't want to start him and that he could be limited. That just would take away some more targets for Rondell Moore. He's been good. He's been very good. I still find it hard to trust him. Whatever it is with Rondell.
BC Gamer Kid, I was offered DK for Pittman. I have Pittman. What do you guys think in a full PPR? I do like the upgrade.
Yeah, and if you have because DK's on bye this week, this person probably needs a start. And so you're taking advantage of that bye week need, and DK will be better rest of season than Pittman.
Yeah, if you can afford to part with Pittman and have a fill in this week, I think it's definitely worth the play.
Yeah, for sure.
The Colts, other thing to add in here, the Colts do have a week 14 bye. So you sacrifice losing Pittman for this week and absorbing the DK bye, but you'll have to deal with the Pittman bye in a couple weeks anyways. So maybe a little bit more pivotal in week 14 to have a player that you need on bye versus now. So I think I would make the trade.
And I see down there he asked DK or Lockett, and I prefer DK over Lockett.
I do as well.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, projected to lose by 30. Okay, good context to know. Full PPR, pick 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and 2 flex. Nico Collins, Keenan Allen, Najee Harris, Elijah Mitchell, Tyler Algier, and Van Jefferson. Okay. First running back here, Elijah Mitchell.
That feels so bad.
It does.
It feels so gross.
Wide receiver, I think... So I think between these players, I think I'm going to stick with the first 4, like Nico Collins, Keenan Allen, Najee Harris, Elijah Mitchell. Tyler Algier has been very hit and miss. And Van Jefferson, I think people are projecting him to have this workload without Cooper Kupp. But it's like, I think Ben Skowronek's going to be involved. I think Tyler Higbee's going to get back into the mix. I don't necessarily believe that like Van Jefferson's going to have this massive volume. I could see him getting, a couple deep targets, but that's dependent on if Stafford can actually make that throw. And we've seen him kind of struggle. His elbows looked a little noodly this year. So I'm just going to go with like the guys who have had some consistent work or are potentially elite pieces coming back. And I'll just go with those first four.
I tend to agree. You need big plays. So yeah, I like it, Mac. Good call.
The bigger play is with those guys. It's like, and I like Nico over Van Jefferson. I think there's potential for volume still.
I think so too. I don't know if Brandon Cooks. I mean, he's been practicing, but he's disgruntled, man. Like he doesn't want anything to do with the Houston Texans.
No. Start DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, or Darius Slayton.
Going D-Hop.
Hopkins. Yep. Absolutely. Also, is San Fran a better DST play versus Cardinals with injuries or Pats in their matchup? I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, I think so too. And hoping that Kyler plays.
Yeah. I do love the what's the word? The suspense, having my defense have to potentially win me a matchup. It's just a layer.
Monday night. Oh, that's the best. Producer Scott had a heartbreaking loss last weekend.
I know.
With the Commanders, and I mean, it was over before that interception for a touchdown. So that fumble for a touchdown. But
yeah,
that would have been real heartbreaking. I would have quit fantasy football if that was me. But it was done before that.
Rob Martin needs some help sitting one of these guys: AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, Saquon, Chubb, Ramondre. Oh my God, man. I think you gotta sit.
Yeah, I have to sit Ramondre.
That's gross. I mean, it's either you sit Ramondre or you sit Amon-Ra.
And because this is likely a pretty shallow league, Robert, you probably need like big performances. Like you need your guys to show up. I don't know if Ramondre's been good. Like he has been very good.
Ramondre's been good. The toughest matchup though is them playing the Jets.
I know. Yeah.
Jets like the Detroit Lions are playing the Giants. Giants have also, been a pretty good defense, but Amon-Ra has just been getting targeted like crazy. Yeah, so yes, I think Ramondre can overcome a tough defense, but it's like if this is a full PPR league, it's Amon-Ra for me all day.
Yeah.
It's close. It's between those two. I think the other ones are non-negotiables.
Agreed. You can't sit down AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon, or Chubb.
Kenyon Drake or Elijah Mitchell?
Kenyon, Paz.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think with the news of Gus Edwards out and Kenyon Drake having a strong, 3 weeks prior.
Yeah.
Now coming off a bye, I do think that Kenyon Drake is a good start. I am convinced by my co-host here to start in a dynasty league Kenyon Drake over DeAndre Swift this week.
Yeah, that's it. If Gus Edwards was playing and we know he was healthy, it would be a split backfield. I mean, it would be closer.
Yeah.
It seems like a split backfield with Elijah Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey, which is a joke. But here we go.
I just don't get that. I think Shanahan's trying to do too much. Just give Christian McCaffrey the ball and don't look like an idiot.
You need to win. You need to make the playoffs before you can worry about saving McCaffrey for the playoffs.
Yeah. Full PPR, got Keenan Allen and DeAndre Hopkins. Possible options to replace are Peoples-Jones, Curtis Samuel, Darius Slayton, Jerick McKinnon. Which two are you starting?
Hopkins for sure. And then I might go Peoples-Jones over Keenan Allen.
You might go who, sorry?
Peoples-Jones over Keenan Allen.
I would go Curtis Samuel over Peoples-Jones. But I think they're both close. They're both in the same vein.
Yeah. I haven't been a believer in Curtis Samuel. So,
what don't you like about Curtis Samuel?
The past four. I mean, he got he hasn't been good really lately. He got in the end zone last week, but 4 targets. The volume just isn't there.
4 rushes, 5 rushes, 1 rush.
Yeah.
There is an element of upside with Curtis Samuel, and they're playing the Houston Texans, which plus matchup.
Yep, it should be a good matchup. Absolutely.
It's between those two. There's a case to be made for the volume Peoples-Jones has been getting, and the opportunity that Curtis Samuel gets in the both pass and run. But I think I would play both of them over Keenan.
Yeah, Keenan just is too much risk for you right now.
Yep.
You don't need that.
Yep.
And put Hopkins in your flex spot because they play Monday night.
Good tip. Rolando, play 3, Gabe Davis, Devontae Smith, Keenan Allen, Tyler Boyd, Cordero Patterson in a half PPR. Another list where I think I'm just sitting Keenan Allen down.
Yeah.
Davis and Smith are locks.
Davis and Smith are locks, especially with Goddard going down. He should see an increase in targets.
And then Boyd or Patterson
in a half PPR. I think I'd probably go Patterson. Does that surprise you that I say that?
It does.
Yeah.
He had a tough week last week.
He did, yeah. Against Chicago. Chicago's a really good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does get the 13 carries that he got against the Chargers, I think he's gonna probably get in the end zone again.
Yeah, it's not like the Bengals have the easiest matchup in the world, but still no Minkah Fitzpatrick. I'll go Cordero with you. I think it's close.
Yeah, if you need an upside play, Boyd. I mean, yeah, Jamar's still out. He's gonna
the thing that I don't really enjoy about Cordero is that his snap share is very low, still sub 40 the last 2 weeks after return. I would expect to see that increase, and it just hasn't. And you got all excited after his return because he gave you a top 10 running back week, but it was built on 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, exactly.
So it's like I do wish that he had a larger opportunity share of the offense, but going on what we have right now, it's like bad offense, splitting work with Algier. If he was solo, different story, but it's like I just don't know what to forecast for him. But there's the upside is there for him, so I don't know. Pick 2 in the flex for Claire Moscow: Damian Harris, Michael Gallup, Kadarius Toney, Garrett Wilson. Ooh. Garrett Wilson will be in my lineup.
Yes, and I
here we go.
I think Kadarius Toney's in my lineup too.
Yeah, I mean it's between him and Michael Gallup, and I'll probably go Kadarius Toney, just for the what if.
The what if, the exciting Kadarius Toney play, the Hardman and Juju are out. Everyone's narrative. I mean, he is setting up for like an epic letdown. And Mac, to his point, has not been a Toney believer. I mean, we hated the pick by the Giants.
I'm not a Toney believer. Let me double down on that.
Still not a Toney. He's probably.
No, I just want people to like. When are we going to learn our lesson with Kansas City Chief wide receivers? Like, there's been so many guys who fit this profile of being, burners, that none of them have panned out. Like literally 0.
Yeah. What there was a stat,
and Tyreek Hill doesn't count because they tried to make little carbon copies of Tyreek Hill to have this super fast offense, and it's like no one has got the volume that is needed for fantasy football other than Travis Kelce.
No, yeah,
and he doesn't fit this mold.
I agree.
Look at you and Robo Chris making dynasty trades here.
Making a deal. I told him it's savvy move to get me while I'm doing a live stream.
You're getting Olave, Devontae Smith, and a 2023 first for Nick Chubb, Mike Evans, and Damian Harris. Wow. Okay, interesting.
Selling my veteran pieces. He's first in our league, I think. He's making a run.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting rid of my veteran players.
Look at you guys. Okay.
So there was the footballers did some stats about the value of targets, and one target from Mahomes is worth 3 targets from like inefficient quarterback. Justin Fields, I think, is what their example was, or somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, quality of target.
Yeah, fantasy points wise, it was interesting, and that's why people are still enamored with the Chiefs, and they still really love the Chiefs. It's just very hard to know who it's going to be. It's been a rotation of Juju, MVS. Obviously, Kelsey is the only consistent.
Right. Does it shock you that the value
No.
of the target is like that?
Definitely not. Definitely
No.
not. People are fantasy wanting here again with the Chiefs, like they did with the running backs.
Look at Devontae Adams. If he's feeling the effects of that going from Aaron Rodgers to Derek Carr, like the volume has been fantastic for him, but the quality of his targets, like his consistency, is just not what you would want it to be.
Yeah.
Gary McCord. Do I play Swift over Pickens or Thielen? Half PPR. Never thought I'd be debating this. Me neither, brother.
I know.
I think that I would play Thielen over Swift. Pickens, I believe, is close. I think the upside is still with Swift on that one, but I do think that, Thielen has the ability to get into the end zone. So I'm gonna go with Thielen.
A few weeks ago, I would have said Pickens with more confidence. Or you know what? I think it was Kenny Pickett. Now that I mentioned that, I think it was Kenny Pickett. The quality of targets in Pittsburgh are so bad.
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes more sense, right? Because the volume is there, and he's lucky he got in the end zone last week, and he busted us against Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Pickens is risky. If he's only getting 3, 4, 5 targets, those value targets are bad. So, Thielen has better quality. He hasn't been getting in the end zone like he has in previous years. But yeah, it's close. They're all very, very close.
I'm gonna go Thielen over Swift, but Swift over Pickens. That'll be my way. Guys, if you are coming into the stream or you've been hanging around and not click that like button, please go ahead and do so. Helps us get out to a bigger audience. We will get to every single question. No need to post your question twice. Moving on to Tyler here. Full PPR, MVS, DJ Moore, Brian Robinson Jr. have Mahomes at quarterback. I assume we have to pick one. Oh, flex one. DJ Moore still for me. And I think if you have no confidence in DJ Moore, Brian Robinson not in a bad spot either. But I would go DJ Moore, Brian Robinson, Marquez, Valdez, Scantling third. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I'm not going to fight you on it.
The case to be made for Brian Robinson is strong, coming off 26 carries last week. He's just not the most efficient runner, but he's getting the ball a ton. Antonio Gibson's still involved. He's doing more than I thought he would. So
he's getting every opportunity.
If you want the safer play, I think Brian Robinson's certainly the safer play, Tyler. And if you're like a favorite in your matchup, I would go Brian Robinson. If you need to make something happen, maybe DJ Moore.
Yeah, I think I lean Robinson as well.
Michael, would you play Mitchell, Rondell, or Swift over Olave? No.
Nope, I would play Olave. Michael.
Sean, too. Full PPR, start Keenan or Hollywood.
No.
Both gross.
Oh, Sean, that's you got the award for the grossest question so far today.
Sean, way to go, man.
Congrats.
I would go Keenan just because I don't want to have to wait until Monday and then have no options. Yeah. So play Keenan, get it out of the way. Hollywood, if not activated, would be devastating.
Unless you have a pivot, if you have
who's your pivot?
Rondell Moore. It would have to be Rondell.
I was gonna say Rondell Moore is probably too highly owned. Same with Brandon Ayuk. You're probably staring down a Jawan Jennings
or Trey McBride
or something gross. I think I would go Keenan because there's so many variables. What if Hollywood isn't activated? What if Kyler doesn't play? The matchup is tough. I think I'd just go Keenan. Yeah, it is gross though. Sean, you win the award this week.
Man, I hope he plays. If he plays a full game, he should be better. He should be good.
Yeah, like I said, the matchup is very friendly.
Yeah,
it should be a good game.
Definitely.
They play the Chiefs. Yeah, division game, gonna be high scoring or hopefully high scoring. I think I roll there. Do I trade DeAndre Hopkins and Amon-Ra for Diggs? 6-man full PPR. I have Chase on my bench. Rest of my team is pretty good too. Are we feeling hot on Keenan Allen? Dude, you gotta stay with DeAndre Hopkins and Amon-Ra, I believe.
Yeah, because it's a 6 team, you get the best player in the deal. They might be on your bench, like Amon-Ra.
That's also fair.
Right. So I think it's fine in a 6-team league. It's very fine. I would love to keep one of Amon-Ra or D-Hop. So if you could throw Keenan in there instead, which I doubt that would get the deal done. But I think it's fine in the 6-team league.
It's fine. The thing with the full PPR is like Amon-Ra is getting just as much opportunity.
I know. He's been so good. I agree.
So good, right? It's like this guy he's played what has he played? He's played 8 games, and 4 of those games over 10 targets, 2 of those games 9 targets. He is just a PPR machine. So It's like, how much are you really upgrading from St. Brown to Diggs? It feels like the touchdown upside is the real difference there between the two of them.
Yeah. And,
Hopkins has presented that too. I think I just stay put. But I would have to see the rest of your team. Yeah. So I don't disagree with Landon.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen or Devin Singletary at the flex. I would play Singletary.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Landon, Justin Kmet is the best Justin tight end in fantasy football.
Correct.
That is a factual statement, Alex. I do agree.
Yeah. Love that, Alex.
Back to that. So who is on the waiver? Keontae Ingram, Kyren Williams, Deion Jackson, James Cook. Yeah, okay. So this is where we're at.
Yeah.
And I think that our previous advice is probably the best.
Doesn't change much.
All right, here's an oof. PPR, pick 2, Jerick McKinnon, Laviska Shenault, Khalif Raymond, Ben Skowronek projected to win. Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah, I think he's very safe.
And probably Ben Skowronek. I don't buy into the Laviska Shenault increased workload getting into the end zone magically. I didn't even know he was active.
Yeah, he's got 2 touchdowns on the season, I want to say, and they've both just been
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Yeah.
I think Skowronek probably picks up a good workload because like he mimics Cooper Kupp. He's like a clone.
Yeah.
I go McKinnon, Skowronek.
Yep, I think that's fine. Griff.
Trey S. Full PPR start to Singletary, Zeke, Michael Carter, or Eli Mitchell. Thanks and good luck. Good luck to you too. I like Singletary here.
Yeah, I think he should get the most volume.
Between Zeke, Michael Carter, Elijah Mitchell, who do you like?
Zeke, I think, will still get the goal line work for Dallas. I don't feel comfortable starting Zeke, and I think he's probably going to get 12 carries. But if a couple of those are by the end zone, I think he pays off his value.
I think what we saw from Eli Mitchell last week, it's like, how do you not get him involved if they're going to run a 2-back system and potentially run all over Arizona?
18 carries last week
on like a sub 40% snap share. Like it's not like he was on the field the majority of the time.
No,
like
when he was on the field, he literally got the ball.
And he got 3 straight goal line looks at the end of the game too. Like,
yeah,
he's not afraid to go away from him.
Eli Mitchell in a league because I have no other options. I don't feel comfortable starting him. Like if he gets 35% snap share again, I'm probably not happy about it.
You're not happy, but if he gets 18 carries, it doesn't matter.
I'm thrilled. Yeah.
Right. I would go Singletary, Eli Mitchell. I think Eli Mitchell has the chance to outperform Carter and Zeke.
And you get that Monday night game, the fun Monday night you need it from Eli.
Yeah.
Get him in the end zone.
Griff needs a boom play to be able to win. Josh Allen or Daniel Jones? Of course, that's a crazy question, but Jones against Detroit could be huge.
No, it should.
You play in
Detroit. That's a speedy field. Allen. You play Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen in a dome. It's Josh Allen.
I remember a couple of years ago, Josh Allen was playing the Patriots, and people were starting crazy players over him because it was a bad matchup. And I think he threw 6 touchdowns, and my opponent beat me on a comeback trail.
There's some players where it doesn't even matter what the matchup is. Like Pat Mahomes, you're never going away from Pat Mahomes. You're
Correct.
never going away from Josh Allen. Like I know it's a crazy question.
No, I'd rather play the best quarterback in football against the worst matchup than a very average quarterback in a.
I'm not saying that Daniel Jones can't do it. Like there is a world where Daniel Jones is the number 1 quarterback on the week.
Sure.
But if we were to play these games over 10 times, how many times does he do that?
Correct.
Once?
It's not
twice?
less, yeah. 10, 20%.
Yeah, I agree. Mike Williams, if he plays, or Courtland Sutton. I'll go Courtland Sutton.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Without Jerry Jeudy, he should see an increased target share. It is a positive matchup. Sutton's been one of the most frustrating guys to own.
I agree.
It's bad. It's been really sad. He's a very good player, and Russell Wilson
is it Nathaniel Hackett? Is it Russell Wilson? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Seems like it should be good, and it's not.
Yeah.
Van Jefferson or Devontae Smith in a full PPR? I will take Devontae Smith.
Yeah. People liked Van Jefferson as an ad this week, but you can't start him over Devontae.
Yeah, I don't think you can start him over Mike Williams either.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
Yeah. What would you acquire Chase Claypool for in a dynasty? Is he worth a 2nd round pick?
Third came to mind.
Because
I don't know if you get him for a third.
Because that's what he just went for in my one league.
I don't know why.
I don't necessarily agree with that one. Yeesh.
No.
Danny Dimes or Russell Wilson? I would go with D squared.
Yeah.
Claire, different league, different question. Half PPR, close matchup. Nobody has played yet, but projected to lose by 5. Who do I flex? Palmer, London, Rondell Moore. Also have Hollywood Brown.
Interesting. I think I would play Rondell Moore. I don't want to be let down by Josh Palmer 2 weeks in a row. And with now these players coming back.
Well, that's the thing. He could kind of just get lost in the mix. I agree. Rondell Moore has the most upside. He's seen the most volume. It feels like Drake London is like touchdown or bust. And I guess you could play Hollywood Brown because you have Rondell Moore. So waiting until Monday, until we get more information, will Hollywood Brown be active? Is he on a snap count or not? Like that might decide, but I think you play one of the 2 Cardinals. I think that's where I lead.
Yeah, just wait till Monday. Put him in your flex, Claire, and then you see. And I would like, even if Hollywood's active, I might still play Rondell unless we hear some really, really good reports from Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Easy. Things are getting competitive in my home league, 12-team, 1 QB. Since Kyler is a game-time decision, my last resort off the waiver wire is Goff. I tried upgrading, but no dice on trades. Do I stick with Goff or trade for a streamer like Mariota? You stick with Goff.
Yeah, Mariota is not worth a trade.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, stick with Goff.
Another question of the week, Jamal Williams or Najee Harris in a full PPR?
Oh, boy. I think Jamal Williams
I'm going Jamal.
Go with. Yeah, I'm going Jamal.
Yikes. Neon. Hey, guys. Pick 1 running back, 3 wide receiver. Pollard, Najee, Gabe Davis, Courtland Sutton, Olave, Tony, and Rondell Moore. Okay, so I will go with Pollard.
Yep, I think, you know what? I don't think Pollard's volume actually goes down much. He's been pretty steady, regardless of Zeke's being out, like 14 carries. That's just what he gets, it feels like.
Sorry, another trade just went through. I'm gonna have to push a bunch of these through. Okay, so I would go Pollard over Najee, and then I would go Gabe Davis.
Yep.
Chris Olave.
Yep.
Sutton, Tony, Rondell Moore. I think Tony's out. Between Rondell Moore and Courtland Sutton, I think I'm just gonna go with Sutton. Davis, Sutton, Olave. Tony's out for me out of this list.
Yeah.
You
Tony
agree?
is one of those guys, man. Like, you got to be in or out. And if you have that feeling about him, I don't hate the play. It's just high. It's it's going to be high risk, man. If you play Tony, you're putting all your chips on the table. And Sutton and Rondell are going to give you those 8 to 12 point games potentially, and then Tony could either bust you and give you that 4-point game, 5-point game, or could score 2 touchdowns. Like what we saw from Christian Watson.
Mm.
Kicks.
Good morning. I have a good problem right now. Lots of options, not a lot of confidence. Pick 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Devontae Smith, Brandon Ayuk, Cortland Sutton, Chris Olave, Jacoby Myers, Jamal Williams. Catch his breath. Need to catch up to first. Okay. I think your 1 flex here should be Jamal Williams. And I think your 2 wide receivers should be Devontae Smith and Chris Olave. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
The reason I go with Devontae Smith, the offense is high-powered. Any given week, he could just get, filled up with targets. Chris Olave is the primary target and gets a lot of volume. Sutton just has the ability to disappoint you, and Ayuk been hot and cold. Are they going to dominate them on the ground? Is George Kittle going to get targeted a ton? Is Deebo Samuel going to be the primary option? Brandon Ayuk, I just feel like the confidence, as Kicks has shown here, is just low. But I like Smith, I like Olave, and Jamal Williams still projects to have lots of opportunity.
He'll get 2 touchdowns like he always does, regardless of the snap share. Swift could lead snaps, and Jamal Williams could still have a good game.
Yeah, because he'll vulture 3 touchdowns.
Correct.
Brady, sit 1 in a full PPR. J-Rob, Cordero, Jamal Williams, Devontae Smith, DJ Moore, Rondell Moore. A lot of Rondell Moore questions today.
A lot of Rondell
which
Moore.
I love. I'm going to sit Cordero out of this group.
I would say DJ Moore.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know you were so down
James,
on DJ Moore.
Is that James Robinson? I would say James Robinson. Sorry.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I would say Cordero. He just snap share's not as high as I'd like to see it, but
over James Robinson?
Yeah, James Robinson's been involved, man.
Yeah, okay.
Let me double check so I'm not, completely off the wagon here, but
40% snap share last week against Buffalo.
Yeah,
played New England
attempts,
this week.
13 attempts, 2 receptions. It's close. It's definitely between J-Rob and Cordero. I don't think you could sit DJ Moore.
Okay.
Washington or Denver DST? I'm going to go Denver.
Yeah, I like Denver there as well.
Got Waller on the IR, starting Ertz. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Will Kmet be trustworthy start maybe the rest of the year? I think, Max, you don't have any other choices.
Yeah. Drop Ertz, obviously, in a regular redraft league. Yeah, Kmet's going to be fine. And then you can hang on Waller on your IR and hope he comes back. But, yeah, Kmet will be fine. I don't think it's worth it to try to trade for a tight end. They're so hard to acquire right now because there's only 3 good ones or 4 good ones maybe. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Kmet, you're going to be fine with.
Gator fan, thanks for all your work. Need 1 receiver, 1 flex, and a full PPR. Robinson, Connor, Moore, Garrett Wilson, Cole Kmet. 1 receiver, 1 flex. I think you got to start James Conner, even though I don't love him. I think he presents a lot of upside.
Yeah, the volume there. They're going to need him, especially regardless who's at quarterback for the Cardinals.
Allen Robinson, we would love to project a bigger role for him, but I just don't believe in it. Rondell Moore's been a nice volume play. I don't believe, given these receiver options, you can start Cole Kmet over. I think Garrett Wilson's probably the strongest play, in my opinion.
He looks really good. His role has been pretty safe. I'm a big fan of Garrett Wilson in any kind of keeper league. I think he's a great asset to try to acquire right now, if you're out of it. But yeah, the targets have been there. I could see him go over 100 yards against New England again.
Also wants to know Jets, Broncos, or Ravens defense.
I like the Ravens.
I do as well. I followed your tip from the Tuesday show, and went out and got Ravens defense in a ton of spots
Love
for
that.
the remainder of the season. I think that was a good one. Easy says, congrats to getting to 3K subs. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. We wouldn't be here without you, our longest and most loyal listener.
Number one.
Number one, man, to
Eric is
date.
number one.
Raymond said, need a kicker. Who do I drop? Gino, Herbert, or Myers? I think you just drop Myers and pick up a kicker.
Your kicker, yeah, you drop your kicker.
Yeah,
Correct.
you can't drop anybody else.
I mean, Gino,
Is Darius Slayton a good choice to start this week against Detroit? Alan, I think it depends over who. What's your replacement? But the volume's been good for him lately. I think Wandale is expected to play, but he is questionable at the moment. Kind of leaves Darius Slayton as like the lone option here, which is wild.
Yeah, I think Slayton's a very fine option.
Yeah, good spot start for sure.
Yep.
If you haven't already, please consider giving this stream a like or subscribing to the channel if you are new. Helps us get out to more eyes. Landon, we're sitting at 3,004. So picked up a couple today. Welcome to the channel. Boss Main, long-time listener. Need one wide receiver and a flex here in a full PPR. Gabe Davis, Mike Williams, Antonio Gibson, Rondell Moore, and Deonta Foreman. Currently have DeAndre Hopkins as my wide receiver 1 and Cook and Mixon as the 2 starting running backs. Good little core there. Boss.
Gabe Davis is a must play.
I agree.
And then
Deonta Foreman would be my other play.
Yeah, I think that's very fine. You probably won't need him. He's going to get the volume. Yep. Your team's already locked and loaded good. So, yeah, Foreman is a good play.
Start 2 in a full PPR. Rondell Moore, Jahan Dotson, or Zeke. Interesting. I would play more. I think Dotson's out of this question, returning from injury in a second week. Wasn't a ton involved, but I would go probably Zeke over Rondell just for the quarterback situation there.
I would go Rondell and Zeke. He needs to start 2.
Oh, sorry. Yes, then I would sit Dotson down.
Yeah.
Gibson or Foreman in a full PPR?
I mean, Gibson is in a great spot this week.
He is. He is.
Isn't he? Against Houston, yeah.
Yep.
And
a good matchup.
Yeah, he's not getting the workload that Brian Robinson is getting, so you're hoping on receptions. I think
to me that is the difference maker. I do believe that if you're playing in a full PPR, Gibson's floor is just slightly higher because of those receptions that he'll likely get.
Yeah.
Whereas the biggest game is, I believe, Deonta Foreman.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that the Panthers could play Atlanta every single week, but unfortunately they have Baltimore, and it's not going to be fun.
I'm also going to give the matchup slightly to Gibson here. Maybe not slightly, tremendously.
Yeah, tremendously.
Playing the Texans instead of the Ravens. So, yeah, I think Gibson just slightly over Foreman, but I think you have 2 good options there. Boss Man got Ryan stuck up on bye. What kicker of these? Zerline, Dicker, Santos, Lutz. Pick a dome. That's the number 1 pick a dome.
Yeah, I think Dicker the kicker has been pretty good. He's poised to play again this week. He's been off and on the lineup, but he's made I think every one of his attempts.
Yeah, he's been so good that now everybody on his team knows his name.
Yeah.
You remember seeing that?
Exactly. The announcers are jokes when they call. I just giggle when they call him Dicker the kicker.
Lutz is also a play for me. I think the Saints will be in this game against the Rams, and they play in a dome. They're at home, so the Superdome will be a decent spot.
Yep, agreed. Oh, Hollywood Brown will not play.
Oh,
breaking news.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So prepare your Rondell Moore. Rondell Moore will get a boost up regardless of who's at quarterback. If you have Hollywood Brown and are hoping for him, make other plans.
Dang. Okay.
And that's why y'all come through to the snap. We got breaking news. 19 people watching. We got 26.
Did Schefter tweet that to you? Did he
This came
send you a little
from
DM?
The Score.
Oh, missed my joke.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Schefter. Yeah, Insider.
Yeah, Insider.
Insider Lando.
Love it. Yeah, no, that's crazy. So all those Rondell Moore questions sort of maybe need to be revisited, but we don't have the time. But Claire, start Rondell Moore instead of Hollywood Brown. Good evening. Hope all is well. Still recovering from the Eagles game. I started Watson Thursday and now have to pick 2 out of 3 between AJ Brown, Brian Robinson, Rondell Moore. Your thoughts? What a fitting question. What a time.
What a time to get this. Now, great start with Christian Watson. Love that.
Yes, fantastic.
I don't know if I would have had the stones
to
do that.
Well, we didn't. We could have started him in Scott Fishbowl, and we didn't.
Correct.
Part of me was sad about that.
Yeah. The touchdown efficiency is real, apparently.
I mean, you did say that his efficiency was going to go down, and it stayed right where it was.
I mean, it probably will go down.
Should go down. Okay, so AJ Brown, obviously. It's Brian Robinson or Rondell Moore, which is the question. The opportunity for Brian Robinson, 26 carries last week, just cementing his role in this offense. I think you just got to stay with him, right? Roll with the rookie.
Yeah, I think you do have to. Is this a full PPR league, Stu? Because Rondell he has seen at least quite a few targets. Tough matchup, though.
In my opinion, I don't know. It's close. I just think Robinson just has such a bigger opportunity.
AJ Brown and Robinson, and don't look back. Don't worry about Monday night.
Well, that's the other thing is if you can take something out of the equation, will Kyler play or the matchup's also a lot tougher. Like Brian Robinson gets to play the Houston Texans. Rondell Moore has to play the San Francisco 49ers on a Monday in prime. It's a full PPR league, so it makes it a little bit tighter. I still lean the Brian Robinson side, but it's close. It's close, Stu.
Yep. Very close.
Enjoy the evening dinner and some football over there across the pond, as we like to say.
We got American Thanksgiving coming up, Mac. That is going to be a ton of fun.
Isn't it this weekend or is it next weekend?
Well, it's
this weekend, right?
What do you mean this week? Like this upcoming week?
Like right now? Isn't it American Thanksgiving? No. Oh no, you're right. It's this Thursday. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love the Thursday games, man. I love having morning. What is it, like a 12-4-8? Something like that. I love that. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, Alfredo. What did Kadarius Toney say? Kadarius Toney asked a veteran personnel exec to look at a scouting report on Andy Reid's new toy. Heard this. So talented, he will make your head spin.
From the
added
source?
He might make your head spin on non-football stuff too.
He's a weirdo, eh? I've seen some videos of him, and he's a strange dude.
It's like Jamal Williams with his anime obsession.
Jamal Williams, but he's at least
so funny.
He is funny. I like Jamal.
When we were at the Lions game, he had a football and everyone else was warming up, and Jamal Williams did a full 360 of the field, just throwing a football back and forth with fans in the front row of the entire stands. It was pretty cool.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, it was a beauty. Alfredo says, should I start David Montgomery today? I don't know who your other options are, but yes, you should.
Yeah, Monty or Carter, and I'm going Montgomery over
agree.
Carter. And then he's got D-Hop or Amon-Ra, and I think Amon-Ra.
That one's tight.
Yeah.
That one's tight, but flip a coin.
Should be able to flex one of them, no?
It depends if it's a shallow league though, right?
Yeah.
Let's just consult the rankings if we really get down to it. I believe it's Amon-Ra. Yep, Amon-Ra just slightly, but the full PPR, is it full? No, I'm making that up.
Our rankings are half.
No, I'm just saying was this, but I was reading Stewart's message instead.
Right.
Yeah, I would go Amon-Ra just for the volume. So would we bench Mike Williams, do we think? Going back to Boss Main's question. Yes, I would. Yep, that's kind of what we said, right? We said Gabe Davis and Antonio Gibson. Yeah, you are doing that, my guy. Unfortunately. With Hollywood ruled out, still Olave over Rondell. Yes, for me, I don't know about Landon, but for me, I would play Olave.
Yeah, I would too, for sure.
Okay. Stuart, cheers to you as well. Good luck in your matchups. Hoping you get that win. Cam, pick 2 to start. Swift, George Pickens, James Robinson, Standard League. Ooh, Swift or Pickens? Let's talk about this.
This has been the tough one. They're very close.
Mm-hmm.
They're both very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Pickens got in the end zone last week, and so did Swift. So they're like the same player.
Yeah.
So
I guess it's who do we sit? And if I'm being completely honest, the Jets have the toughest matchup against the Patriots.
Correct.
James Robinson is seeing the same amount of snaps as DeAndre Swift. So it's like, who do you believe in with the same snap share? James Robinson or DeAndre Swift?
I mean,
and the answer is always going to be DeAndre Swift for me.
Yeah. We would kill for a 40% snap share right now, though, to be honest.
Hey, he went from 16 to 32. If that trend continues, we're doubling to 64, okay. And then we're back.
I'm just saying, we want that.
I think what it comes down to is like, if we can expect them to have similar opportunity share, I pick Swift over Robinson. If this is the week where DeAndre Swift returns to a full workload, like a 60%, 70% snap share, clearly you're going to win out with DeAndre. So I think Pickens is a lock, and then I would go Swift over Robinson.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going Pickens and Swift.
Love it. Pick 2, D-Hop, Amon-Ra, or Ramondre.
Glock guy, you come by every week with these tough questions, man. What are you doing to us?
Man. Hopkins or Ramondre Stevenson. I think that's what I'm debating between here. I think Amon-Ra is playing.
Yeah. Hopkins, if I'm not mistaken, hasn't really seen the targets that we want. Like
Yes, he has. What?
No, he has.
Are you crazy?
That one bad game of 5 targets, but besides that, he's been very, very solid.
Yeah, 14, 13, 14, and 5.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah, I think regardless of the matchup, DeAndre Hopkins has to be in your lineup. It sucks having to sit Ramondre down, but I think it's the 2 wide receivers, especially given a full PPR.
And full PPR for sure.
Yeah. Full PPR start 2, Jamal Williams, MVS, and Deonta Foreman. Just sit MVS.
Yep, sit down MVS for sure.
Yep. Chris, play Michael Pittman or Mike Williams. I will play Michael Pittman.
Yeah, it's the risk level with Mike Williams, Chris, and that's where it comes down to. If we knew that he was back to full strength and he has those big games, I just don't know if he has the big games when he's limited. So Michael Pittman saw an increased target share last week with a change at quarterback, with Matt Ryan at quarterback. So yeah, you go Pittman, and then when you see Mike Williams back to his normal self, you just go back to Mike.
Agreed. Shaka, start Foreman, Pickens, or Isaiah Pacheco in a full PPR.
Here we go.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
I think Pacheco has the best matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what to project for him. He is the toughest guy to try to forecast like what he's going to do, because the outcomes are so widespread.
Yeah.
There's such a disparity between his highs and his lows.
They don't run the football in Kansas City. They pass over expectation a ton, and he gets taken out by Jerick McKinnon, and then it seems like at the goal line, Clyde is their goal line back, which is crazy. Not that they run the ball at the goal line, but it doesn't even give Pacheco a chance.
Yep.
Yes, he could break off a big one, of course.
Yep.
But
for me, it's the full PPR that makes it tough. If this was a standard league, I would play Pacheco.
Okay.
Because
I
it's
thought you might say Foreman there.
No. Well, if Foreman had a softer matchup, I would be Foreman, no questions asked, but they play the Ravens. So the matchup is tough.
Yeah,
they've got Baker back, which hasn't been good. Like for the offense as a whole. I'm between Pickens and Pacheco. I think I'm playing Pacheco. The confidence is not high, but it's like who could have the biggest game? It's the team that's going to score the most points on the week, and that might be the Chiefs again.
Yeah.
That's a runner-up for grossest question of the week.
Thanks,
but
Jack.
Really tough to go Keenan Allen or Hollywood Brown, which clearly the answer we know is Keenan Allen now, but
right
at the time we didn't know.
Correct.
Christian wants to know, picking 2 for the flex, Gabe Davis, Brian Robinson, Rondell Moore.
Here we go.
Here's your guy, Lando.
Gabe is in.
I want to hear it.
Gabe is in, and then I think what's the scoring format?
Come on, let me know. I want to hear it. Come on.
I don't know. I think it's Brian Robinson.
I think so too. I want to start Rondell Moore, but I just think B-Rob's just going to
PPR league makes it closer.
It does.
Rondell's been getting silly targets. I didn't think he would. He's proven me wrong. I was a hater of Rondell Moore. I just couldn't trust him.
Full PPR.
Yeah, that's what
it's closer.
Yeah.
I still lean Brian Robinson though.
Yeah.
Look at that. We are all caught up here.
Thanks for coming by, guys. Make sure to like on the way out. And appreciate y'all coming through. Another great week. We'll stick around for another 5 minutes in case some more come in. And we got Peter in here. Full PPR, Donovan Peoples-Jones or Jarvis Landry.
DPJ.
Yeah, I'm going Donovan Peoples-Jones. Peter, thanks for coming by. Toss a like on the video. Thank you for subscribing. And there's lots going on. Hopefully everyone got some good trades in because this is trade deadline week.
I have literally processed 5 trades in the last 3 minutes. Trades are just flying in left, right, center.
Oh, we're missing out. I'm trying to negotiate midstream.
You made a trade midstream. What are you talking about?
I did.
Yeah, I find this week of this slate of games, if you're in like a pick'em league, is so hard to predict. Like there's a lot of really, really, really tight games here, almost impossible to bet on. I just want to get your thoughts here. If anybody else is in the same spot between the Commanders and the Texans, which side are you taking?
Commanders?
The Jets and the Patriots.
Oh man, dude, I feel like the Patriots just have the Jets number, but I think the Jets are more talented. I'm gonna go with the Jets.
We'll help Peter out here, and we'll continue the pick. Last one seems obvious, but Prescott or Fields. I don't know if that's obvious, my man.
They're close.
I think I roll Fields there.
You just have to stay in the flames. Prescott's I don't know who's safer. No, neither are safer. You just go Fields for the upside. Well, Prescott doesn't have a 50-point game in his bag right now, so you just got to go with the guy that does.
Well, that's the thing is like Justin Fields is averaging 150 yards on the ground over the last 2 weeks. Dak Prescott is going to be in a very competitive game against the Minnesota Vikings. So it's like Justin Fields can run wild over the Atlanta Falcons, but maybe not score a ton of points. Or, Dak Prescott, if they get into a shootout, would be worthwhile. But if you talk about safety, I think it's Justin Fields.
Yeah, I agree.
Rams Saints 3-6 versus 3-7.
Rams Saints. You said you like the Saints today.
I like the Saints on the upset there.
Yeah. Luka, A-Rob, Gallup, Landry, or Slayton, half PPR. I assume we're picking one of these guys. And I think, I don't know, that they're all such a similar tier. Slayton's been good, but I can't really trust him. Landry, I don't want to trust either. So between A-Rob and Gallup, I think in a competitive game, I might just go Gallup.
Yeah.
I get going Allen Robinson. They increase projected volume.
Do we need just one here?
I think just one.
Like when we've seen Landry play, he's been pretty involved, heavily targeted. A-Rob, we're just hoping a role exists for him, but like
we know watching Allen Robinson try to get targets is painful.
I truly think though that Darius Slayton's probably the better play, and then Gallup is right behind.
Okay. I'm into it.
What a devastating oh man. Guy just texted me in our league. He said, "Man, I just made a trade that I didn't mean to make." He traded away. I got to pull this league up real quick.
I think you can get the commish to take that back.
Well, but here's the thing, it's not that bad of a trade. Like so he was trying to get Jamar Chase.
Right.
Offered Rondell Moore and Juwan Johnson to get Elijah Moore. Like, yeah, he lost the trade giving away Rondell Moore for Elijah Moore, but that wouldn't warrant Jamar Chase.
Yeah, but but I mean, you still can get the commish to take that back and say I miss.
Well, he sent the trade. Like the trade went through.
Oh well. April, Rondell Moore or Darius Slayton?
Rondell Moore.
Wesley, Wan'Dale Robinson or Justin Watson?
Ooh, I'll go Wan'Dale.
All right. Luke is asking, start 2, Foreman, Patterson, B-Rob, Zeke, Pollard, or DJ Moore?
Ooh. Okay. Brian Robinson and Tony Pollard.
Love it. I'm good.
Let's just go pure volume play.
Yeah.
Luke was a new addition to the community from the Tuesday stream, I believe.
Yeah. Thanks for coming by again, Luke.
Welcome, Luke.
Appreciate you. 5 minutes till kickoff. Appreciate y'all coming through. Mac and I need to fire out some more trade offers before the deadline passes.
We got 6 minutes. I think that the time is ticking here.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Make sure to stay tuned. We're trying now. I mean, our goal is 4,000 subs. So share it to your friends with your friends. Come by every single week. We're growing a great community here. Join our Discord if you want to interact with us on there. Otherwise, we'll be back on Tuesday night for another stream, getting ready for the Thanksgiving slate coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a lot of fun.
Agreed. Yeah, Luke says, I don't know, Patterson has a good matchup. He either gets 18 or 3. The thing with Patterson, Luke, is like the last 2 weeks coming back from injury, he's been held to 40% or less snap share, whereas Robinson and Pollard are heavily involved. So I think it just comes down to a volume claim for me versus efficiency. And even with Zeke, I mean, Pollard's been good. But there is a chance that Zeke just like doesn't get his regular workload. So I'm going Pollard. I'm going B-Rob.
Yeah. All right. Good luck, everyone. I got a golf tournament today. That should be a ton of fun. Got to warm up.
Clarify for the people because
simulator golf.
We go.
We got a foot of snow outside. I'm not playing outside today, but I got I got some indoor golf action happening. Should be good time.
Appreciate everybody coming through. We are going to end the stream here. 5 minutes. I've got a couple commissioner duties to tend to, a couple more trades to process. Got to get my lineups right. It's funny. We do everything at the last minute here for our own teams, but we put everybody else's teams ahead of our own. So
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. What we're going to be doing the stream on which day, Lando? Are we going to go Tuesday or are we going to do something Thursday?
So Thursday there's games going on. So
yeah, we'll stick to our normal Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday night. We'll see you guys again.
See you guys there. Appreciate you coming by. Good luck this week, and we'll see you shortly. Get those wins. Big pivotal moment in the season.
Love it. Good luck, everyone.
Take care. Luka Magic I would go Slayton.
Go Slayton.
Peace.